Dr. Briscoe here. I am a teacher at Suncoast Community High School in Riviera Beach, Florida. We are on topic 2.3, continuing with Congress and specifically looking at a skill, compare political institutions, processes, policies, and behaviors. That's task 3 in the concept application FRQ. All right, so we are over here with the description, and I've got that highlighted here for the concept application. Larger skill, we're looking at a sub-skill here, comparing. And so we've got it all written out here, and they don't need to memorize it, but as part of what we call a disciplinary practice, and it is that first one that's on concept application. You're going to see multiple choice questions as well as FRQs that are going to ask you to be able to take a concept and apply it relative to answering a multiple choice question or an free response question on the exam. Okay, so here I have it laid out, the whole concept application, the set of skills that are associated. We've got describe here, explain, compare. We've got another description and then explain over here, but we're right here in the middle with compare. That's where we are with this part of the concept application. So what do you want to be able to do is to compare the political principles, institutions, processes, policies, and behaviors. So I've got that highlighted here for the task verbs. We haven't looked at compare before. I think this is the first time. And so you're providing a description or explanation of similarities and or differences. And you want to make sure you're paying attention when you see it as a question, an FRQ, in that you may need to be doing both of those, talking about what's the same and what's different. So you want to read those carefully. And what I have for the course example, the constitutions of Australia and Mexico have a federal structure like that is created by the U.S. Constitution. So there, that is in the positive in terms of similarities. They are similar to the U.S. Constitution. All right, within the idea of compare, the skill of compare, we have identify the relevant specific categories for comparing similarities and differences. You want to be able to explain the reasons for the relevant similarities and differences, and then explain the relevance, implications, and or significance of the similarities and differences. So here are some examples. We've got some compare questions. I don't have the answers, just the question, and you're going to think about what you need to be able to do to answer that question in terms of the compare part. So which of the following are differences between the legislative process in the House of Representatives and that in the Senate? So what they're asking you to do, and what you would need to know to be able to complete that task, is what are the legislative processes in the House and in the Senate. You'd need to know what they are for both of the houses to be able to tell how they are different. The question is one about differences. Another one here, which of the following powers is shared by the House of Representatives and the Senate? You would need to know what powers each chamber has in order to tell which ones of those are shared. And then the last one here, unlike the Articles of Confederation, the Constitution does which of the following. So you then are going to be asked to know the Articles of Confederation, what is the whole document really is about, what the essence of it is, and then the Constitution. And knowing both of those documents, you'd be able to tell how they are different. Okay, so here we've got a free response question. The United States Constitution's ratification resulted from a political process requiring a compromise between the Federalists and Anti-Federalists. Many of the debates in government continue today to reflect the concerns of each perspective. I just took out the A part here that just happened to be compare. Sometimes you'll see it lower when you are asked to do one of these types of questions. The concept application just happened to be the first one here. Compare the positions of the Federalists and Anti-Federalists regarding the power of the national government. So what do you need to know to be able to do the compare part of this FRQ? You must know the positions of the Federalists and the positions of the Anti-Federalists. This is what I was talking about in terms of both. It's not just one. You would have to be able to answer know what the positions are that are stated in Federalists and those that are stated in Anti-Federalists, and we would be looking at documents. We'd be looking at Federalist papers. We'd be talking about Brutus. That's where we would get that information from. So you see how things are starting to connect together here. So always think about what it is that you're being asked so that you can make sure that you are able to complete the task and cover everything that is being asked for you to do. So responses that would earn the point to the question. The Federalists wanted a stronger national government and weaker state governments, while the Anti-Federalists wanted a weaker national government and stronger state government. They're talking about the Anti-Federalists and what they wanted and the Federalists. Here's another one that would earn the point. The Federalists wanted a balanced relationship between federal and state governments, while the Anti-Federalists wanted a weaker national government and a stronger state government there. You might think it's a lot for one point, but that's going to set you up to be able to do some additional tasks in the concept application free response. So what should we take away? We're talking about skill 1.C. We've got that compare piece there. You understand what it is that compare means. We could be talking about similarities and differences in terms of size. Think about the size of the two chambers of the Congress, all right, where we could be talking about things that are the same, things that are different, reasons. Why are they similar and or different? And then what is the relevance of that similarity or difference? So you want to just really make sure that you focus on what you're being asked, and then you've got to really know the documents. So here you have to have a knowledge of the required documents, the Supreme Court cases, and content. And so some examples, the types of policies, enumerated and implied powers, due process clause versus the equal protection clause. You have to know those to effectively complete the task. All right, so we're back where we started, having the skill comparing, skill 1.C, comparing political principles, institutions and processes, policies and behaviors. So we're going to stop there, and I will then see you next time. Thank you.